Good morning, everybody. How y'all doing? Hope you're doing well. I'll admit, with things that crossed my mind yesterday, I'd seriously consider maybe stopping doing these videos. But ultimately, I'm like, you know what? I don't do these really for the world. I mean, if it happens that somebody watches one and maybe gets something out of it, maybe you have something similar going on in your life, then so be it. But really, I do these more for me, so I can get things out of my brain and get them out, so on and so forth. As I do a lot better with things if I talk them out and so forth, if you know what I mean. And it also gives me a chance to wake up in the morning. Yeah, it's a little bit late actually. I woke up this morning. It was 9:59, 9:58, something like that. I'm like, holy cow, I need to move. And I really need to go pee and yeah, it was like, okay. And the bed was a bit of a mess too. And yeah, I died last night. And I was fine with working and so forth. I did work, drive, get to, or let me put it this way, I got a chance to explore an area that I hadn't been to yet, way north of here. Otsego and St. Michael, both. And it was like, wow, way up there. So, both very nice areas, very, very nice. So, yeah, that was a lot of fun. And then I came back south. I found the Twin Stadium, Target Field, basically. Wound up around there. I bet that is a nightmare on game day. And also wound up in an area that I guess homeless hang out at a lot, and police were there, and they were doing food distribution. So I thought that was wonderful to see. Absolutely wonderful. Where they were actually handing out meals, for the homeless that were right there. Yeah, there was one of them who was still trying to panhandle or what have you. I came across a few panhandlers last night, but of course this is after being way up north. I wound up, excuse me, down there in, I guess it was Minneapolis. I'm not too sure. I'm fairly certain it wasn't St. Paul anyway. But yeah, I was supposed to pick up a pizza and the place was closed. Oh well. So that's okay. I didn't have much more that I needed to do, and I met my goal for the night that I really needed, so I could get the money together to get that, so I can get it deposited. I gotta run and do that and get that taken care of for the car rental. So, but yeah. Oh, you want to say good morning? There's the baby girl. Yeah, there's my baby. Mm-hmm. Yeah. How you doing? And this also gives you all a chance to see her. Yeah, in all her glory and acting all natural. Mm-hmm. Yeah. How you doing this morning? I know we haven't said good morning yet. Mom just kind of flew out of bed and ran to the bathroom. Oh my goodness. So yeah, all in all, good day, good night last night. Didn't have to work very long at all to get all that together. I'm planning on working 2 more nights, and then I'll take off for Independence Day, primarily because of the fire boomers. With this little one, I know how much. I don't know how it's like around here, of course. I know out there people would have already been shooting them off. I know that they, of course, I've seen all the stands around here for people to buy firecrackers, but I haven't seen any go off yet. I've heard a little bit here and there with driving around or whatever, but not like what I would have seen happening out there already. So if it winds up being kind of like out there, see out there, I know people they're like, oh, I bet the Fourth is great for fireworks on the strip. I'm like, not really. It's like it's more private displays basically up and down the strip. Um, Not like what it used to be. They used to have a really good fireworks display when I first moved there, but after everything happened with the fire on top of the Monte Carlo while they were constructing City Center, they limited the fireworks, especially with it being middle of summer. It's already hot and dry, and then of course now and you're adding fireworks to it on top of it. So yeah, they really don't do much in the way of fireworks displays up and down the strip. If you want to see good fireworks displays out in Vegas, you got to go out to the neighborhoods, basically. Yeah, because phenomenal, really, really awesome fireworks. And this is just people buying them. Yeah, they get them from the roadside stands, but if you want the really good ones, you got to go to the res. So yeah, that's where people go and get the really good fireworks. There's only supposed to be setting them off there on the res. There's like a little area where they have set up for, excuse me, people to be able to set them off, but they buy them and take them home. So for the most part, some people use that little area, but yeah, most of them take them home. So, but no, I plan on I'll work tonight, tomorrow night, and then that way I got money back in the bank, and then I can be home for her on Friday. And I'll play it by ear as far as Saturday is concerned, because I know that it's going to be a 3-day weekend for a lot of people. And see if people will be setting off fireworks again. And it's my understanding they do a really good fireworks display close by here. And I would, and I know that she would be able to hear them, so I'd much rather stay home for her. I always do. So that's the game plan anyway. So yeah, we'll do that, and I know in some ways I'd like to take the day off today, but I'd much rather work today, tomorrow. And then I can do some sewing too. I did do a little bit of sewing yesterday. I'm like, I really want to get into that habit. So, and I still haven't heard from Miss Tara, my friend who has my stuff out there. But all in good time. I need to get money together for some food and also my health insurance and for the rental card for next week too. So, yeah, I know. And I'm looking forward to getting my sewing from out there. But with the holiday coming up anyway, probably be a good idea just to hold off. So, it is a federal holiday after all. What else? Oh my goodness. Oh, got a nice little surprise when I went out to check my gas rewards. They were doing an extra bonus yesterday. So, yay, I'm going to be getting that back. That'll be nice. The nice thing about banking with Chime is they partnered with the Upside app. Only you don't have to have an account with the Upside app and go through all their bullshit nonsense. That Chime has their own thing and so forth. And as soon after you use the reward, and of course you only have a certain amount of hours, basically 4 hours, to be able to use that. Then you get the cash back usually within the next 24 hours. And it gets deposited right directly to your bank account. So awesome. Love it. And it isn't just gas, it's also some other things as well. Heck, there's one where I not only got the difference, basically what you pay full price at the pump, and then you get the difference back. And not only did I get, with one here recently, not only did I get that back, but also an additional 5%. So that was awesome. So that was really, really cool. So anyway, yeah, lots of fun. Anyway, and I'm kind of half asleep here. But the thing that really, yeah, there's some things that went through my brain yesterday. I debated whether I'd talk about them or not. Mostly has to do with the one gentleman who I haven't heard from, basically. And well, it's like I keep trying to walk away, and I keep getting pushed back, the signs and so forth. Like this past weekend, I was just like, I'm done. I'm walking away. I'm fed up. This is at this time, this and that and everything. And then I kept getting little things again here and there, like for instance, I walked up to do delivery, and they had the list of residents there, and it's one of those push button things, and the person's name was next to the push button. Well, lo and behold, guess whose last name was on there? And they don't have that comment of a last name either. And it's like, seriously? It was just the last name. Or the first name will pop up. Kind of a common first name, but the last name. And then somebody else, I went to drop off an order, and I was walking away. It was a woman and her young son that were there. And I went to walk away to go back to my car, and she yells out his name for him to come back into the house to eat dinner. And his name was a variation of the gentleman's last name. It was basically his last name with a B in front. And I'm like, seriously? Wow. So it's things like that. I stopped dead cold. I was like, okay, the last name, one thing. Even though it's not all that terribly common of a last name. It isn't like Smith or Jones or whatever, Kind of like my last name, if I come across it every once in a while, But then again, my last name is also a word in the English language. But, so yeah, you'll come across it every once in a while, but, and people seem to have caught on to using it here lately. But it was funny though, with his last name popping up and then turning right around. I think it was either the next day or a couple of days later or something. I was still dead set. I'm just like, no, I'm walking away or whatever. And then it was some kid's first name, only with a B in the front. I'm like, it'd be kind of like a situation of like the last name being Lane, just throwing one out there, and then they threw a B in the front, Blaine, But and I'm just like, why? Okay, why am I not allowed to walk away? All I want is peace in my life, I'd like to be able to walk away, do my healing work, and so on and so forth, so I can, maybe possibly find a person that I should be with, and so forth. If we're not meant to be together, or what have you, let me do this, Why am I not allowed to walk away? I've tried walking away several times over the last couple of years. The one reason to not walk away. Yeah, I get it. I was needed. But now that the healing, the physical healing has happened, they say that the emotional, spiritual has, but I sense otherwise, especially with spiritual. And I have my suspicions as to what's really going on there. But, of course, they won't talk to me. Anyway, I was just like, with spirit, I'm just like, look, why am I not allowed to move on? And then I got my answer yesterday. All I kept getting is, he needs you, he needs you. I'm like, he doesn't need me. It's like, no, he's never going to talk to me or anything, so he doesn't need me. And at the same point, I need somebody, yeah, I have spirit and so forth. But, it isn't just about him either. It isn't just about a one-way street. It's like, I provide support, but I don't get support. I realize it sounds selfish, but at the same point, we all need somebody to lean on and so forth too, Well, anyway, all this has been going through my head here recently. And I'm like, I'm done. I'm just ready to walk away. I'm fed up. I'm finding my peace, my calm, my balance, and so forth. It's just this one last thing. I'm working on getting my own place, get myself settled or whatever, or at least, get myself in a situation where I can, start doing things or whatever. I'm done, But anyway, so yeah, like I said, I got my answer yesterday as to the reason I can't just walk away yet. It's because I'm his spiritual center, basically, is what it boils down to. Which answers another question. So, it's like, okay. But anyway, I just get tired of it. I get real tired of it. So anyway, yeah, that's kind of what was revealed to me yesterday. Whether he watches any of this or not, and after everything is said and done, and basically, I had said, with knowing what is going on right now, I knew, this thing, and then I know that there's the other coming up next month, but basically this here is it. And I'm done. So, even though I'm supposed to be the spiritual center and all that sort of crap, I'm just like, no. After this, doesn't reach out or whatever. Mm-mm. Which he won't. I already know that. So yeah, the way I look at it is, keep stealing from me. I know. I finally said it. I question if anything happened. I really do. Just with certain responses. The details are lacking, unlike with even with others that I've seen. And I think that's what it boils down to as far as the spiritual side of things are concerned. Yes, you're following the path that you were meant to be following with the North Node. You are now, most definitely. But as far as when everything happened, I think you're wondering why you didn't see anything and why so many other people did. Or did you? And you just don't talk about it. But I don't think so. That's just my take. Prove me wrong. That's the way I look at it. Prove me wrong. In other words, talk to me. If you watch this video at all. I doubt if you will. I'm just to that point where I'm really sick of things that much. But if by chance do, there's a reason why you didn't. And maybe that's making you question a lot of things. But yeah, I know it's making you question a lot of things. I don't know. I feel like, especially especially when I don't know. I had something going through my brain. There is the one. Well, I can't talk about it. Not here anyway. Not without possibly setting off alarms. So anyway, if it did, okay. Like I said, prove me wrong, but then why wasn't it really discussed in one platform? In one way? Yeah, anyway, I should keep my mouth shut. all I can say is that there's a reason. And all I can say is you are on your path. That came out a lot yesterday with looking at various people's, including my own, with the North Nodes. I know I'm definitely on my path. Mine is Sagittarius. And with it being in Sag, my path is all about the philosophical one. Thinking about things, and so for finding that balance between the philosophical and then the South Node, which is the past life, being in partnership with people, finding that balance, and learning how to not fall back on that learned trait too much. It's funny to think about my mom. Oh, basically with this life, I'm here to learn about, the different ways of being and so forth. How during learning about different cultures and so on and so forth. And it's funny because my mom, she with always being in school and so forth, with going to college twice and and doing well in high school and so on and so forth. She's like, you're just a career student. So she always used to call me. And that reverberated in my ear yesterday too. And it's like, yeah, because I'm always learning something, was always reading something. In many ways, I still do. As much as I would like to anymore. But it is what it is. So, yeah, that really reverberated in my head yesterday. And I'm like, yeah, it makes sense. I don't know, I was just rereading it and also reading about some other people's North Nodes, like my father, realizing that he really is actually still relying on his South Node more. Yeah. His South Node is Leo, North Node Aquarius, just like somebody else. But at least you're have learned, and I've learned the balance. And that's where it came out for me that I'm basically your philosopher. Got it? So, but anyway, yeah, I really should get going. But yeah, like I said, there was a lot that came out yesterday. So, anyway, yeah, I should get going. I'm gonna say hi one last time. He's been laying right here next to me. Say hi. Alright, I'll talk to y'all soon. Love you.